The next stitch I'm going to show you is the Holbein stitch. This is a running stitch that is filled in by the return journey. So each stitch covers one horizontal or vertical mesh unit, and then on your way back you go the other way. So we'll be going horizontal this direction, and when I come back I'll be filling in the vertical places. So it's a great stitch because it can give you a lot of really interesting patterns. So I'm going to just go straight down from the stitch that I just did, just going over one mesh unit. And scrim, this is the scrim, but this is also called waste canvas. Waste canvas is scrim that you're able to pull out the stitches of the canvas and remove them. And then I'm going to go right above that stitch again and continue this pattern. Trying to keep the stitches as parallel as possible. So I'm going just above the stitch I just took, over one hole and down, and again either above or below the stitch I just took, and down in the next hole. I'm going to continue this pattern, and then when I come back, I'll show you when I come back I'll be doing the vertical stitches. So I've stopped here, and now I'm going to go back and do the vertical stitches. So I'm going to come up and go down through the stitch above it. Again, coming up and going down, doing the vertical stitches. And this makes a nice geometric pattern. You can add these stitches together, so if you were doing one this direction, you could do one that's going this direction and make sort of a diamond pattern. There's lots of ways to combine these stitches, and in the Romanian blouse pattern we show a few of those. But this is just the basics of the Holbein stitch. So I trimmed around the stitching that I did, and I'm going to pull off the waste canvas so you can see what the stitch looks like on the fabric. The waste canvas is easy to use. I trimmed around it to make it easier to remove the stitches, but you just pull the stitches out. Sometimes you can use tweezers if they're difficult to pull, especially for some of these long bits. And occasionally you can take, if it's easy for you, I would take a smaller pair of scissors, but you can trim right up into the stitches if that may make it easier to pull out some of these longer pieces that are all connected. So here is the Holbein stitch, really pretty border stitch that can be used, very geometric and quite pretty. The back side is also beautiful. It is a mirror image, or actually the same image as the front.